Hey YouTube, welcome to the channel. I have been in the market for a mouse because the mouse I've been using now, which is a Logitech 102, this one, this has started giving me problems. So every time I click, it ends up clicking twice, be it a left click or a right click. And as you can imagine, that's just a pain. Like even when you're gaming or when you're just using your PC, if on a single click on a folder, it ends up opening the folder and so on. So I thought that I'd pick up a mouse and I decided to get a wireless mouse this time. I've not used wireless mice in a long time, since my first time, maybe 25 years back or 15 years back. There were wireless mice then, but they hog batteries. I had to swap batteries every few days. But the mice today have good connectivity, good sensors, and even a good battery life. The G304 comes at 3500 rupees or about 50 US dollars. This has good battery life, has a really good sensor, it has good connectivity, and even that price, that's like a good budget mouse. And yeah, so I was trying hard to get my hands on this because around 10-15 stores out here were out of stock. Maybe gamers have been stocking up this season, I'm not sure. But I finally did find it, and it took about a week to get it shipped here. So this just came in today, and let's unbox it. One second. I checked out other brands as well, but primarily Razer. But I just do not like Razer. I've had huge quality issues with them in the past. I had a mechanical keyboard, it was quite expensive. The USB connection of that died, and that was just a bummer. I had two Death Adder mice from Razer, they also died. Can't trust those guys. And I've been loyal to Logitech for a long time. So here we go. This is the mouse. We will come back to it. There's some paperwork, and inside you have some more paperwork. You get a AA battery. So thank you Logitech for being generous. And you have a cable over here. Let's take a look at the mouse. So this mouse is light. Like I can feel it's very light. But also probably because there's no battery inside right now. So I'm going to show a close-up of this. The design is quite minimal. This does not have as many colors as my other mouse, which has a lot of LEDs and you can keep playing with the colors there. Probably a consideration they took to save battery. So in this, the top comes off like this, and here's where your battery would go, a single AA battery. There's also your USB dongle here, which is this tiny thing. Plug it into your PC laptop to get started. And let me pop in the battery now. Like that. Now I can feel there's some weight to the mouse. Definitely feels a bit heavier than before. So yeah, that's what this looks like. There's a single button over here which allows you to switch on the mouse. So there you go, it's on now. And you have two buttons out here, your left and right click. There's a scroll wheel here, and there's this button here. I would guess this allows you to change the DPI of the mouse. So guys, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna game with this tonight, play a few Dota 2 games, and share my thoughts on this mouse after that. On how good the connectivity is, if I'm seeing any lag, if my movements are tracked correctly, and maybe also the battery life. Let's see if it's able to last a few games. See you soon. Hey guys, it's day 2. I've been using the Logitech G304 for a little bit now. I use it to browse the web, play with some settings on my PC, and played some games. I played Dota 2. We won those games, so yes! And played some CSGO death matches. So first thoughts would be that this mouse is great. The tracking was really good. I did not see any loss of connection. It was all smooth. It was on all the time. And yeah, like wireless gaming has come a long way. Apart from that, there are some slight differences between the G102 and the G304. I'll just walk you through them. Apart from the very obvious fact that this is wired, there are some slight differences. The DPI switcher button on the G102 is slightly bigger, so that makes it easier to click. And the DPI switcher button on the G304 is slightly smaller, but it's not really hard to click, so it's okay. Making the button smaller didn't change much. Then, at the back of the mouse, there are a few mouse skates here. You have 4. On the G304, you have 5 of these. There's a new one here. And I could feel the difference a bit. The G304 glides more smoother compared to the G102. Maybe because of the extra mouse skate, or the quality of the mouse skate used is better here in the G304. Then, when it comes to sensor, so I'll actually walk you through the tech specs. G304 has 250 hours of battery life, so that's huge. I haven't been able to test that as I only had this for 2 days now. Then, this has a 12,000 dpi sensor. So Logitech calls it the hero sensor, and movement is very accurate, tracked very well. You can customize that within the G-Hub settings if you want, and you can change those on the fly as well using the DPI switcher button. So the way the mouse would give you feedback when you change the DPI is that the LED here changes, and you also get a small dialog on your screen. Then this has a 1 millisecond connection speed, so that's why it's lag free. Like I could not see any lag, there was no loss of connection. Also, this weighs 99 grams. I feel it's slightly heavier than the G102. Now, specs being said and having tested this for a while, what I can say is good riddance to wires. Welcome wireless gaming. If you're looking for a wireless gaming mouse, I strongly recommend the G304. This comes at a really good price. This is 3,500 rupees or around 50 US dollars. Definitely check this out. I hope you liked this video. If you did, drop a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell button, and see you next time. Cheers and take care. I'll just walk you through them. This is the G102. Where's the G3?